was a forgettable August for Jeff Samardzija, but that's one of the intangibles of a good major leaguer, and that's a short memory. September started with his first win in 7 starts, a grinder performance, one to build on. Samardzija makes his next start tonight against a team he preys upon. 2 games started, 2 wins. And with a Sox win last night, blood is in the water. Shark versus Cleveland next. We are coming to you from that beautiful city right there, Chicago, Illinois, where tonight Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Jose Abreu, Avi Garcia, Melky Cabrera and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Jason Kipnis, Michael Brantley, and the Cleveland Indians. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson with Steve Stone as we get set to bring you the finale of this 3-game set, and it will be the rubber match. They took the opener 3-2, then we came back last night, won it 7-4. But right now, let's focus on 2 hitters, one in his second year, and the other just bursting onto the scene.
Jose Abreu loves when the Indians come to town or when we go to Cleveland because he kills their pitching staff. Hit safely in 14 of 15 games against the Tribe this year, hitting .322 with 5 home runs and 12 driven in. Yesterday's ball game, no exception, as he absolutely crushed him. So let's take a look at Trace Thompson, another one of the young right-handers who got a start against right-hand pitching. And he came up with 2 big runs batted in. It was a 6th and 7th run to go with his defense, a great catch in right field. He did a turn, drifted to the spot, and he can do it wherever they play him. He's going to play tonight against a soft-tossing right-hander, and hopefully he'll get the job done.
Well, our struggling right-hander, he's 6'5", had a bounce-back performance last time out.
Jeff Samardzija was touched up early in this game. In fact, he gave up an early Grand Slam home run, and a lot of guys at that point, after a struggling August, might have packed it in. But not Jeff. He threw the ball pretty well against the Twins after the Grand Slam. He held them right there, and the offense came back, and he won the ball game. Looking for more of the same against a team that he's really thrown the ball well against this year. Take a look at Josh Tomlin and Jeff Samardzija. Tomlin, last time out, defeated the Tigers. He went the distance, gave up 4 hits and 1 earned run. Jeff Samardzija against the Tribe this year. In a couple of starts, he's 2-0 with an ERA of .64. So he likes to see the Indians as much as Abreu does, and hopefully the Sox can win the series and use that as a springboard as they continue this homestand.
Well, we have a 9-6 season series edge over these Indians, and Robin and his crew look to improve upon that tonight. So sit back, relax, and drop it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Audi, truth in engineering. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. And by Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to beautiful U.S. Cellular Field. This is a gorgeous night for baseball. 73 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. And let's take a look at how Terry Francona is going to line up his Cleveland Indians for the finale of a 3-game series. Jason Kipnis leading it off. Francisco Lindor in the 2 spot. Then it's Michael Brantley. Since the All-Star break, he's been red hot. Carlos Santana, Lonnie Chisenhall, Abraham Almonte, Chris Johnson at first. Jose Ramirez and Roberto Perez behind the plate rounded out. The defense and how they'll line up behind Jeff Samardzija left to right. Melky Cabrera, Adam Eaton, and Trace Thompson in the outfield. Tyler Saladino, Alexi Ramirez, Carlos Sanchez, and Jose Abreu in the infield. Tyler Flowers gets a nod behind the plate. And our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Jeff Samardzija. This start number 29. He's 9-11. His ERA 4.87, largely due to an August that he would just as soon forget. The umpires for the game tonight, very much a pitcher's up. Eric Cooper, the crew chief, behind the plate. Quinn Wolcott at first, Lance Barksdale at second, and Ryan Blakeney is at third. So take a look at the last 6 that the Sox have played. They're 5-1. The batting average 308. The runs per game very high, 6.7. Hits per game over 10. Home runs 8. Extra base hits 19, and starters ERA, which is very important, 2.55. The bullpen lately has had some problems, but the starting pitching has more than made up for it as the Sox have played good, solid baseball. Looking to take the series from the Tribe tonight as they throw the ball around the infield, which means we're ready to play baseball, and that means I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
All right, Steve, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox Baseball right here over Comcast Sportsnet. So if you could join us for the finale of this 3-game set. Jason Kipnis out of Northbrook gets ready to lead it off. Kipnis comes in hitting at 307, 7 homers, 45 knocked in. Kipnis had a tough night last night. First 3 times up, he hit it right on the money, and he was 0 for 3. Wound up being 0 for 5. And the first pitch of the ball. Had a little piece of the corner, didn't get it. Kipnis 1 for 7 lifetime off Samardzija. That's out of play. And Indians come in hitting at 254 as a club with a 3.76 ERA. So Cleveland, who was picked by quite a few people to win the division and by some to win it all, having a tough season, as our guys are, who a lot of people picked them to win this division and have a good chance to win it all. So 2 disappointing seasons for these 2 all clubs.
And last year, a very disappointing year for Jason Kipnis as he hit only 240. He was injured most of the year. This is a big bounce back year for him.
That's foul. Got him way out in front. As we mentioned, this is the 16th time we've played these guys. In the first 15, we've won 9 of them. Two and 2 the count, and here at the ballpark, 330 down the lines, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straight away center. Two. Off the end of the bat, nice pitch. 1 out. So here's a good-looking young 21-year-old shortstop, Francisco Lindor. Hitting at .304, 7 homers and 33 driven in.
You get a good shortstop with terrific range, a strong arm, and make him a switch hitter with speed. You've got yourself a pretty big asset, and Lindor is that for the Tribe.
Takes first pitch strike, and you don't have to worry about him knowing what to do at the right time because he comes from a terrific sporting program. Mount Verde Academy, just outside of Orlando. Is that ball hit deep? So he will now turn it on. He's going to go to third. Decent throw. Safe.
Had he hustled all the way around, this was a very easy play at third base, but he kind of slowed down and he made it very close. The umpires did a good job of rotating as Eric Cooper went out from behind the plate. He was set to make the call and in good position to make it. As Lindor gets one up in the zone, he crushes it. It's an off-speed pitch. Adam juggles it a bit, and you see Lindor slowing down. Then he finally did speed up, and he just made it by an eyelash at third base.
He might. According to this side, that angle right there, he may have been out.
I think if he went to tag it with his right hand, he would have been out, but I think the fact that he went at it with his left arm made it a lot longer tag for Saladino.
Well, I'm surprised they might not challenge that one, but they're not. That was close.
Very.
Very close. So here's Brantley. Good rip at that at 93. Brantley hitting at .319, 13 homers, 77 driven in. Too late now. Ate him up, and the count of 1-2.
Really a good solid hitter, pretty good power. But when you swing the bat as well as he swings it and realize that he doesn't strike out very much, this becomes a tough at bat with the right side of the infield back conceding the run. Brantley with only 45 strikeouts this year and 479 at bats. That was a very good stop by Tyler. Now, catcher has to stop it any way he can. Occasionally, you don't stop it with the glove. You stop it with your face. And that's exactly what Tyler did, which is why they tell catchers on a ball in the dirt, you have to look straight down. That's where all your protection is. You start to look up, and some catchers do, and they've got problems.
Right in the grill. And the 1-2. Ball hit hard. Now they're going to. He waited too long. Had plenty of time.
If he gets it and throws it, he's out. But he got it and then, for whatever reason, held it, making sure or thinking perhaps that Lindor was going to hold up. He doesn't. He knows the infield's back, so he's coming home. And a couple of hesitation tosses. Lindor scores a first run. There he is. Man number 78.
There's Santana. Santana 232, 15 homers, 68 knocked in. Close pitch, didn't get it.
Santana's power is from the left side. He's hit 15 home runs. 14 of them has been as a left-hand hitter.
Fouls that one back.
Santana came to the big leagues with the Indians. He was originally a product of the Los Angeles Dodgers. He came over in a trade for Casey Blake. That was a good part of today for a lot of tomorrow trade.
Jacks it up. Stays fair. It's going to be trouble. Santana 1 for 6 in the series. And a sort of a gift run right there by the Indians, and they lead it 1-0.
Then it's Tyler Saladino in the 2 spot. Jose Abreu, Melky Cabrera, Avisail Garcia, who in the last 4 has been hitting .500. Then it's Trace Thompson, Alexi Ramirez, Carlos Sanchez, and Tyler Flowers. Rounding it out, the defense, and on the lineup behind Josh Tomlin. Brantley, Almonte, and Chisenhall in the outfield with Ramirez, Lindor, Kipnis, and Johnson in the infield. Roberto Perez behind the plate, and our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is Josh Tomlin. This is just his 6th start, coming back from arm difficulties. 4.1 ERA, a little above 2.5.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours as first pitch to Adam Eaton. That's in the left field. Brantley. 1 pitch, 1 out.
You can look at a scouting report on Josh Tomlin. One thing it's going to tell you is he gets everything over the plate, and he comes right at you. He'll challenge you despite the fact he doesn't have a big fastball. He does have a good curveball, which is getting better as his arm is getting stronger. He's going to top out 89, maybe 90 on a good day, but he changes speeds, and his curveball is his best breaking ball, although he does throw a slider.
First pitch strike to Saladino. Tyler hitting at .240, 3 homers, and 19 driven in. That misses. Sox come in hitting at .253 as a team with a 3.93 ERA.
There he took a little something off. Had Tyler out in front of it.
Good pitch. So with 2 out, let's check out our picks to click. Manjo, Mike Leary, Dave Ross, and the crew, they went with Trace Thompson. He's going with Tyler Flowers and Mike Mazza, all his crew. We're going to go with Tyler Saladino, Tommy Sheridan. As here's Abreu. 294. 26 homers, 85 knocked in. And that is popped up. And it's going to be in their dugout.
Tomlin originally drafted by the San Diego Padres in the 11th round of 2005. He did sign with the Indians when he was drafted the next year in the 19th round. But he's been on the DL a lot. And coming back from yet another injury. One of those guys that's a tough guy and throws a lot of strikes.
Base hit.
Here's an example of getting the good part of the bat on the ball despite the fact that it's inside. And this was in right on his hands. But he still hits it off the good part of the bat. And continues his hot hitting against the Tribe.
Here's Melky. This is the 16th game, and he's hitting 15 of them. Only one he missed was the opener of this series. Melky looking for his first hit of the series. He's 0 for 7.
Very few guys will run on Tomlin. He's got a good move to first. He varies his times holding the ball, and he's quick to the plate.
Melky takes first pitch strike.
One thing that Tomlin will do, because he is around the plate so much and because he's not overpowering, is he'll give up home runs. He's given up 7 of them in 36 innings.
Now, when you talk about milliseconds, parts thereof, against him as opposed to guys who throw a foot quicker, you get a little more time to square it up.
You do that. Normally what you're talking about with an average fastball, and you would say in this day and age of baseball, probably Tomlin's fastball is below average velocity-wise, but an average fastball as opposed to a fastball that's, say, 96, 97, you'll have a chance to get away with some location mistakes with the higher velocity. That's what it allows you to do. But if it's dead straight, you love to see guys with a dead straight fastball. Didn't matter how fast it was.
And that's off the plate. Well, I had the pleasure of hitting against what is considered to be the hardest thrower in the history of the game, Steve Dalkowski. It was also the biggest moving fastball that I ever saw. Moving at that speed was just unbelievable. And it's so much movement. That's why he never pitched in the big leagues. He couldn't throw strikes. And he couldn't pitch to left-handed hitters. He thought he was going to kill somebody. That's popped up. Gipnis, and that'll retire the side. After one, it's 1-0 Indians.
Presented a check for $35,000 to the University of Chicago Medicine Comer Children's Hospital as part of Childhood Cancer Awareness Month.
Christine has been a tireless worker for a long time with White Sox charities, raising millions and millions of dollars to a whole host of different charities. What a worker that Christine O'Reilly has been.
And under Jerry Reinsdorf, this has been one of the most philanthropic organizations in the country.
Yeah, in sports.
Yep.
Chisenhall, that's a can of corn.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Here's Almonte. He was impressive in the opener of this series at the plate. It looks like he can swing the bat.
They got him in a deal. He came over from San Diego. They've been playing him in center field. I'm not sure that that's necessarily the place he's going to wind up, but he looks like a guy that can really help you in the outfield.
Good short, quick swing.
And this is the side he'll hurt you from. He's hitting .306 as a left-hand hitter, only .160 as a right-hand hitter.
Good pitch, got in on him. 2 down. Chris Johnson, first baseman tonight, hitting at .255. A couple of homers, he's driven in 11. Chris, 3 for 7 in the series. Takes first pitch strike. Indians with 4 switch hitters in this lineup tonight. And Chris Johnson's not one of them. Check it out.
A couple of years back, he got traded from Houston to Atlanta, won the National League batting title with the Braves. He can swing the bat pretty well.
Dadgum right, he can.
There you see the career numbers, and they're pretty impressive. He doesn't have big power, and because he was a third baseman, without big power, he'll move around a bit.
Big on. 1, 2, 3 inning. And after an inning and a half, still 1-0 Cleveland. The best game day coverage in town on Bears Pregame Live. You can join Chris Bogan, former Bears Lance Briggs, Jim Miller, and Dan Jiggins. Hello, Dan Jiggins. As they break down what will it take to beat Green Bay. Then after the game, flip back to CSN for locker room reaction and more on Bears Postgame Live. It all starts Sunday morning at 11 a.m. on CSN Chicago. Here's Avi. We trail at 1-0. Boy, Mike Norris and Dan Jiggins, they had some fun here for a long time. And it was fun. It was fun listening to them. Oh, to the count.
Avi's been swinging it very well lately. He got a pitch that he really liked. It was up and away, but fouled it back. And they're shading him around toward right center field. There's a big gap in left center, and Bradley is well off the line in left. Bradley's a very good defender in left field.
Just flips it up there.
That slow hook, tantalizingly slow hook. This one out of the zone. I'll be just able to stay alive.
Not on that one. One out.
Join us at U.S. Cellular Field on Saturday, October 3rd, as the White Sox host the Detroit Tigers at 6:10. First 10,000 fans will receive an exclusive stretch sale action figure. For tickets or more information, visit WhiteSox.com. And I've seen one of those stretch sale action figures. It approximately looks like Chris's arm when he throws from low three-quarters.
Here's Trace. Trace, 3 for 4 in the series. Had a big hit last night. Big 2-run single that sort of put it out of range for the Indians.
That was a rocket down the line. It caromed off Urshela's glove. He really had very little chance. And it scored a pair.
One-two pitch. That ball hit high, deep stretch. He's back. Looks up. You can. Put it on the board. Yeah. He just fisted that one out of here. And this game is tied at 1.
Well, we told you that Tomlin will give up home runs because he's around the plate a lot. And he tried to get inside on Trace Thompson, but he couldn't do it. Our forward home run replay. And Trace able to get the good part of the bat on it despite the fact that it's an inside pitch. And he took it out over the head of Brantley in left field.
Short arms.
And gone.
That pitch was not a strike. It was off the plate. He just muscled it out of here with those short arms. And of course, with that home run, Alex and Elliott's family and Christine O'Reilly will hook up with White Sox charities once again in loving memory of Ursula. Yeah, when you can take a pitch a couple inches off the plate inside, hit it out of the ballpark, that is quite an accomplishment, especially for a young rookie.
Especially and keep it fair by that much. Other times guys want to get out in front. Jason Nix, master at that.
Top right side. Well, you can't do it. Jason was not a short arm hitter.
Nope. He hit the ball
was
off
an extension hitter.
He hit a lot of foul home runs.
And when you do that, when you extend, if he tried to extend on that ball right there, that bat would have shattered into at least 2 or 3 pieces, maybe more. But here's Carlos Sanchez hitting a .231 for 6 in the series. That's something you have to practice. Occasionally you'll see a guy who does it naturally, but for the most part that is something that you've got to practice, hitting with short arms. And that ball hit into right field. But not before the homer, the 3rd of his Major League career. And we're tied at 1. It'll be Ramirez, Perez, then back to the top of the order with Jason Kipnis. Takes a strike. Jose. He's played really well against us this season. Just 22 years old. And that's into center field.
Jeff's thrown it pretty well tonight. He gave up the triple to Lindor. But outside of that, he's hitting his spots. He is changing speeds, and he's thrown a pretty good slider.
Well, that was just a pure out-and-out mistake to Lindor. Yeah. It was either a high straight change or a hanging splitter.
At 85, it was up in the strike zone, and Lindor, Troney's pretty good hitter.
Lindor is a terrific-looking player. Yeah. This is the first time we've seen him this year, and of course the last couple of years Steve's been talking about Francisco Lindor.
He was their #1 prospect for quite a while, and his story is really a good story.
That's just a bullet by Perez down into the corner.
Perez is another one of the guys that his numbers against us are much better than his numbers. hitting .213, but he seems to hit a lot of line drives.
Well, Roberto, the whole Cleveland club, even though we are 9-6 in the season series, the whole Cleveland club, they have swung the bats dangerously well against us. Here's Kipnis. He grounded out to Sanchez.
Alexi is right behind Perez at second base, playing Kipnis as a pull hitter.
And a get foul. It's fair. So back-to-back doubles, and it's a 2-1 Indian lead.
That'll be a number 46 for Kipnis. He's able to slice this one away from Melky. Takes a pitch that's just barely in the strike zone. And able to dump it. Probably a foot fair. It's a lot of doubles, 38 doubles.
Well, it's one of those hits that if Samardzija's going good, it goes foul. If he's not, it stays fair. And here's Brantley. That's into left field. Melky. 2 out.
Sox fans, Saturday, September 12th is halfway to St. Patrick's Day, presented by Miller Lite. First 20,000 fans ages 21 and over will receive a White Sox Irish flat cap. So be sure to stay after for a fireworks show. Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner and official beer of our Chicago White Sox. Purchase tickets today by visiting whitesox.com/SPD.
Brantley 0 for 1 with an RBI. He has 78 of them. Trace. Come on, he makes the catch. But he misread it. Still, he made it up with that good speed of his. Never retired the sign, but they come up with a run and they lead it 2-1.
And we'll take a look at how a young outfielder can play the swing as opposed to looking at the ball right away. Now, this is a terrific catch. But what Trace did, knowing that Brantley is a very good outfielder, he was playing the swing, and it was a very hard swing that Brantley didn't get on the good part of the bat. But if you got makeup speed, and he's got that, you can come in and make a catch like that.
Kyle Flowers will lead it off. Yeah, a lot of outfielders are going against a good hitter like Brantley. You get fooled, and as we were discussing with the sound of the maple bat, you can't tell a lot of times if they squared it up or if they hit it towards the end or towards the fist.
How much difference really was there between ash and maple as far as the sound and how fast the ball comes off the bat?
Big time. The sound is a big thing. A lot of outfielders don't even realize that they play by sound as well as sight. And I'll never forget Willie Mays. Great Willie Mays. A lot of people say Willie Mays played with the Giants all those years. A lot of people think he may have been the greatest player to ever play the game, period. But Willie and I were playing golf one day in the American Airlines tournament out in Southern California. I said, what makes you such a good center fielder? He goes, I play with my ears. Lindor, he said, I said, what do you mean? He said, I can tell by the way the ball comes off the bat, the sound it makes on where that ball, how deep it's going to be or how shallow it's going to be. Say hey, Willie Mays.
Well, he played at the Polo Grounds with that very spacious center field, then moved to Candlestick Park before they enclosed it. And that was one of the most difficult places ever to play infield, outfield. Wherever the ball went, you had a hard time judging it because the wind was relentless.
I never played in Candlestick.
You didn't miss anything.
I know it. I heard about it.
That was a nice effort as he was backing up and made a fine play.
That's out of play.
Since the All-Star break, Josh Donaldson leads in runs scored. Then Eric Hosmer is second, and Adam Eaton, Chris Davis, and Jose Bautista tied for third. And as a table setter, Adam has just gotten better and better as the years moved along. Did not get off to a good start this year, but the second half of the year, he's really picked it up.
Well, the talent is there to be the premier leadoff guy in this league. Whether or not he'll take it is another story, and by that I mean he's got to do one thing to reach the potential and max out his potential, and that's he's got to bring his strike zone down on a high fastball at least 3 or 4 inches. If he can do that, he is going to be something to behold.
Well, right now,
without taking his aggressive.
I was going to say, right now with 12 home runs, that's been far and away a career high. And you never really know how far it can get because we've seen him hit the ball out to left center as well as hitting it out to right field.
Well, pound for pound, there's not anybody in this league can hit it further than him. He can have some extended at-bats.
That's one of the real good things. If you're going to hit at the top and you can continue to foul the ball off, number one, you do aggravate the pitchers. Number two, if you do it early enough and you can get into what they consider middle relief and knock that pitcher out, you're going to be in good shape. The one thing that he does for leadoff hitter that you don't want to see, and that has to do with what Hawk was talking about, he's fanned 117 times, and for a leadoff hitter, That's not what you're looking for, and if he brings the zone down, those strikeouts are going to come down in a hurry. Eleventh pitch of the at bat.
Gipnis. Two out. There's Tyler. He was called out on strikes his first trip.
First thing Tyler should do every time he comes up is take a look at third base and see where the third baseman is setting up. If he's setting up even as much as a foot or a step in back of the bag at third, that's the time to try to lay it down. In this case, Ramirez is in back of the bag to set up.
That had part of the zone downstairs. Meanwhile, it's 1-0. Big hop for Ramirez, throws him out, and we're into the fourth, trailing 2-1.
At U.S. Cellular Field, presented by Abaderm Natural Pet Foods and Nylabone. For more information, visit whitesox.com or call 866-SOX-GAME.
Top of the fourth inning in a 2-1 Cleveland lead. Santana, Chisenhall, and Almonte to face Jeff Samardzija.
The shift is on, as from the left side especially, Santana's a dead pull hitter. At that time he had to pull himself away from a high tight fastball. So you can see Sanchez is way back on the grass.
2-1 pitch.
It's a good time to try to throw that fastball away. Ramirez is going to be looking fastball. I mean, Santana's going to be looking fastball.
The leadoff walk. First base on balls issued.
We're talking about a bunt and pulling in a third baseman, and if Ramirez is in, he can't make this play, and Tyler's got a base hit. But because he's back, he's able to cut across, barely get it, and throw him out at first base.
Here's Chisenhall. He went out to Adam Eaton, pops it up right side. Sanchez making the call. 1 out.
Jeff's got to keep a close eye on Santana at first base. He doesn't have the best speed around, but he's 90% in stolen bases, 9 of 10 this year, because usually when he does take off, it's somewhat of a surprise.
So here's Almonte. He's 0 for 1, grounded out to Sanchez.
Almonte in the National League with San Diego hit .204 in 54 at bats.
One and one. Way out in front. All set in the 1-2 pitch. Bit of a gap out there in left center. Missed that game last night. Carlos Rodon was just beautiful. 7 innings, 1 run, 5 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. He was getting it and throwing it.
And he changed speeds with everything that he had. His slider, the hard put-away slider, is just unhittable for right-hand hitters. They don't usually play a whole lot of left-handers against him, and they're going to play less and less, like Chris Sale, as he gets more and more experience.
2-2. Oh, yeah. He gone. Way out in front.
Last 6 starts. Don't be fooled by the 3-2. His ERA 1.76. Opponents hitting just 1.86. 27 hits in 41 innings, 41 strikeouts, only 15 walks. That's a drastic improvement over the way it was for him. But he's absolutely learning how to pitch with each and every performance. And he's got 3 other left-hand starters to learn from.
And the other guy is out there on the bump tonight. And this is one of, if you want to talk about competitiveness with Danks, Quintana, one of the most competitive staffs you want to see. They will battle you hard.
Well, Chris Sale said it really well, and I think it typifies each and every one of our pitchers, certainly. Chris Sale says, I really don't know if it's the fact that I want to win or the fact that I just hate to lose. But whatever it is, it makes him pretty good. That and great stuff.
Well, there's something to it. It's like a fingerprint. It's how you identify it to yourself, because everything is self-induced. And to a lot of people, fear is a much greater motivator than love. Fear of failure.
I think that spurs every performer on. Fear of failure. You start accepting any aspect of that, and you're done. You wouldn't be here anyway. You wouldn't be wearing a Major League uniform.
Well, I'd like to have a dozen golf balls for every self-help book I read.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, most of them, now in retrospect, I wish I could have the money back that I paid to buy them.
Well, one of the guys who had some pretty good literature that he authored said that everything works or nothing works. That it's a very simple philosophy. If you believe it's going to work, it will. If you don't believe it's going to work, it doesn't matter what you do, it won't.
Well, that's the same. If you think you can, you can't. You're right either way. That's what all about. Retire the sign as Johnson strikes out. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 2-3-0 for them, 1-2-0 for us.
And you just might see yourself on an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
And there you're looking at one of the great broadcasters in all of sports, not just baseball, Tom Hamilton on the left. He is something. His 26th season calling baseball for the Cleveland Indians. What a broadcaster.
His sons went to Kent State. Pretty good baseball players. One is now a scout.
Yeah. Tom told me yesterday, he said his son was an aspiring major leaguer.
Yeah.
And he says, now I understand why I didn't make it. Being a scout.
Yeah. You got to have a completely different perspective.
Abreu singled back in the first inning. One and two.
That's 9 games, including tonight. Jose hitting .382, a couple of homers, 4 doubles, 5 runs batted in, and 8 runs scored. He surely loves to see the Tribe, as he torches their pitching staff.
The count is full. Had him off balance and out in front. So here's Melky. Melky popped up to Kipnis at second base. .71 degrees here at the ballpark as we speak. And there's strike one.
Three of Tomlin's wins have come against pretty difficult teams that swing the bat well. Beat the Yankees in New York, he beat Toronto in Toronto, and beat Detroit in Detroit.
Well, he does not have major league stuff, so as compared to what you normally face day in and day out, and what he does have is a great competitiveness about him. He throws strikes. He gets that's very questionable. Meanwhile, 2 out.
One of the things we talked about is that if you're around the plate, Eric Cooper has always been known as a good pitcher's up. And if you're around the plate, you're going to get more pitches, and that last one was a great example of it. That one could have gone either way, but with Eric, if you take that pitch, it's probably going to be called a strike.
There will be sometimes, and the other half will be ball. Mickey Rivers would say. Bobby struck out his first trip. Mickey Rivers, former center fielder for the Yankees. He could run, make it quick. Guys, it's pretty apparent that he's going to call that low pitch.
There's no doubt about that, and you should know it by the 4th.
Tomlin's somewhat of a right-handed Mark Burley. Only throws a little harder.
Mark having some shoulder problems.
Had a cortisone shot.
Yeah.
As he gets him for the second time. 1, 2, 3, and that's 8 in a row retired by Tomlin. Jose Ramirez. And Roberto Perez the first two. They scored a gift run. We gave them a gift run in the first. We tied it in the second. And back-to-back doubles by Perez and Kipnis in the third. And that's low. We have that off day tomorrow, then Minnesota, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Oakland comes in, and we go off on our final road trip of the season. That ball hit very hard in the center field. Adam can't get it. And it's a 3-1 ball game. That's his fourth home run. As I mentioned, he has played very well against us.
Hit a home run leading off the 9th inning in the game yesterday. And our Ford home run replay. Adam goes up, but ball hits off the top of the fence and then bounds out of the park. Didn't make it by much. Did, however, make it by enough. And I think Robin wanted to take a look at it, and then when he saw the replay, when they saw the replay, they said, nope, keep going. It's gone.
So here's Perez. He shot a double down into the right field corner. And then came around to score on Kipnis' double. Fakes the bunt and takes the ball.
As a team, they need a single for the cycle. 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. They're 4 hits. There's a young lady explaining to her father that she needs a visit to the concession stands.
Two on one to count. He's been calling on our guys. Why not calling on their guys, Eric?
Had a pretty good pitch, as you can see on the Honda pitch tracks.
That figures.
Perez came in hitting .213, and against our ball club, for whatever reason, he also swings the bat pretty well.
And here's Kipnis. He flips a double just inside the left field line, knocking in Perez back in the third.
The infield playing him slightly to pull with Ramirez pretty much up the middle. The outfield a shade or so as an off-field hitter. So that's defensive charts. Pull hitter is a ground ball hitter, fly ball. They'll take it the other way.
Goodness. Do it back in the count 2-1.
He was thinking of laying one down. He's got a couple of sacrifices this year. But he was thinking about bunting for a hit where Saladino is lining up.
That was in fist. So 2-2. Another one on the fist.
Jason set an Indians record with 51 hits in the month of May. That is a big month.
Okay, take your time. You got plenty of it. 2 down.
Here's our Xfinity high-speed action replay. It was last time Lindor came to the plate. Hits the ball to right field, and here comes Trace Thompson. This catch ends the inning and saves a run.
Lindor tripled and scored back in the first. That ball's high, deep. Trace back at the corner at the fence at the Xfinity. And it is 4-1 for Lindor. Number 8.
.834 on the power numbers. A towering home run that just barely over Thompson's glove. A Ford home run replay, and it's another pitch that Jeff got up. And Trace, thinking he's got the play, goes up as high as he can go. He didn't miss it by much, but he missed it by enough. There's Lindor hustling all the way. Sees it go out of the yard. There is a talented young player.
Well, that school he went to just a little north of Orlando, northwest. That's a factory. That is a factory for young athletes. They just keep putting them out. There's a shot base hit. Brantley now on his way to second base, and he'll get there, picking up his 43rd double.
I'm not sure he'd have made it had Melky picked it up cleanly. It goes single E7.
Well, Melky picks up his 6th arrow.
Brantley thinking about 2, but Melky throws very well. And when that happened, he took off. He's taking a look at him, and he hustles in and makes it easy.
So here is Santana, that Montverde Academy. Oh, what a complex that is.
Now they do make it a 2-base hit and take the air away from Melky. Cubs, Javier Baez and Francisco Lindor both around 12 years old, moved from Puerto Rico to the United States because they both had a lot of talent. And eventually, learning baseball here, they were in the same draft. And the Indians had the draft before the Cubs. And they figured that Lindor would be a building block in the middle of the infield for a long time. Realizing, of course, he didn't have the power of Baez, but he was going to be a great shortstop, so they picked him right before the Cubs took Baez.
Oh, Lindor's going to hit 20 home runs. Yeah, he's good. Got a cannon, absolute cannon for an arm. I think my birdies won the national championship in high school basketball several times. All right, Carlos out there short right field, but a couple of solo home runs. One by Ramirez, one by Lindor, two of the smaller guys on the team. We're halfway home. We traded 4-1. All right, Chuck, thank you very much. As first pitch misses to Trace Thompson. We trail it 4-1, 4-7-0 for the Indians, 1-2-0 for us. Josh Tomlin has used a lot of cunning and guile out there.
Here he tried to get it inside on Trace Thompson. Didn't work out very well for him. Lone Sox run of the night.
Good pitch on 2-0. High pop up. Everybody converging, and now it's Kipnis who drops the ball. Almonte. Way back there, had a long way to come.
Almonte really isn't much of a center fielder, and gets a late break. He should be making this play, but after Kipnis camped out under it and called for it, he just let him take it. Not a difficult play, he just dropped it. 7th error of the year for Jason Kipnis.
There's Alexei. We got to pick this run up. That's one of those pop-ups there. The next 99 hit just like that. He'll make the catch.
Yeah.
Pretty good pitch, didn't get it. Two and one. The Mets trying to sweep the nasty Nats. Leading 4-3. Game going to the 9th inning. And in that game, Bryce Harper, 3 for 4, 2 RBIs. And now he's got 2 home runs. He now has 36.
Pretty amazing year. But a series that, one way or the other, Washington cannot afford to be swept. Not at their home ballpark.
That was a bone crusher last night.
Yeah.
And a hooking foul.
Fan taking a bow. He's got a souvenir.
In case you missed that last night, Washington had a 7-1 lead going to the 7th inning and lost it 8-7.
It's 2 nights in a row where the bullpen for the Nationals just fell apart.
I think those first two games, bullpen ERA was over 14.
Yes. And that's a series coming in that looked like it was going to be a tough series for the Mets. Looked like Washington could climb back into it. Not working out that way.
One out.
Sox fans, head to your local Famous Dave's and receive scratch and win tickets for your chance to win a trip to New York to see the White Sox battle the Yankees. Throw out a first pitch at a White Sox game. You also get great offers from Famous Dave's and discount White Sox tickets. Head to your local Famous Dave's today for your chance to be a winner.
Here's Sanchez. Carlos went out to right field. Lonnie Chisenhall, the Indian right fielder tonight. Hey, fair. Just foul.
Just missed. This ball hooking and just foul.
That's up high. If the Mets do hold on and win that game, Nats will be 7 games back. One and two the count. 2 down.
We'll take a look at a 2-team race with the Mets, a very good home team, and not a real good road team, but you would know it by this series as they're trying to sweep Washington and make it a 7-game lead. Then the Marlins, the Braves, the Phillies inhabit the same division, all playing for next year's draft choices.
That'll bring up Tyler Flowers. Tyler grounded out to Francisco Lindor at short. High, and that's going to be in the seats. Bottom of the 8th in the Bronx. Baltimore leading the Yankees 4-3. St. Louis snapped the Cubs' 5-game winning streak. In St. Louis, Cardinals won at 4-3.
John Lester threw the ball very well, and the Cubs bullpen had a very rough 8th.
Oh, 1-2. Boston just thumping Toronto 10-1. Bottom of the 5th at Fenway. High. Almonte makes the catch, and we get a break. Cannot take advantage of it, and we're into the 6th, trailing by 3. Chicago River. Contact Anita D. Yacht Charters. Anita D. Yacht Charters specializes in fully customizable corporate outings, social events, and weddings aboard their 2 private and exclusive luxury yacht venues. So book today at AnitaD.com. Chisenhall, Almonte, Johnson. 4-7-1 for the Indians, 1 in just 2. Oh, for the White Sox. Just 2 hits. That was A single by Abreu and a homer by Trace Thompson. Two-one. That evens the count. Tampa Bay shutting out the Tigers 8-0. Talking with a couple of scouts who just came out of Detroit. They said things there are absolutely just falling down around their heads.
Yeah, they traded away a whole lot of their talent, and they don't have a whole lot coming.
He gone.
That fastball by Jeff Samardzija to Lonnie Chisenhall registered at 95 on the fast pitch gun, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. And first fastball he threw him, and he looked at a good one.
So here is Almonte. Takes first pitch strike. Almonte has grounded to second and struck him out on a changeup. Two down.
Hey, Sox fans, all season long, you score with Papa John's Pizza. The day after the Sox score 5 or more runs, you get 50% off your entire online order at papajohns.com with the promo code SOX5. That's at all participating Papa John's locations. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Chris Johnson. Dino. Nice, quick 1-2-3. And after 5.5, he's trailed by 3. Look to gain some ground against Joe Mauer and the Minnesota Twins. So coverage begins at 6:30 with White Sox pregame live, presented by Orland Park Toyota on CSN Plus. We need 3 to tie. There's first pitch strike. To Adam Eaton. Adam was going out to center and grounded to second.
Ramirez and Johnson both at the corners playing fairly shallow. Now they'll both move back.
That's into center field. One out.
Tyler Saladino.
So here's Tyler. He struck out and he is grounded to his counterpart, Jose Ramirez.
Pretty good numbers so far. There's Tomlin. Limited Assange to just 2 hits. Gotten just about everything over the plate.
He's been the poster child tonight for throwing strikes and changing speeds.
Well, he throws that high fastball that looks really good because he's got 2 speeds of curveball. That he keeps down most of the time.
Six strikeouts. And the count 1-2.
Josh had Tommy John surgery in late 2012. Tommy kept telling his teammates that he had some elbow difficulties, but he could pitch through it, and he tried to. So finally they said, you can't pitch through this one.
Just misses. Well, that Tommy John has gotten to the point now. It's just like putting new shoes on your car.
It's certainly not going to affect your velocity. You're going to come back with as much, if not more, velocity.
Full count. Well, we touched on it several weeks ago. General managers now scouring every roster, looking for guys who had Tommy John surgery. Because chances are, in today's culture, that you're going to have Tommy John surgery
somewhere along the line. And for most guys, they would rather have it sooner than later.
That ball hit well. Stretch. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. His 4th homer. And it's a fortune ball game.
He ran into an 8-pitch at bat and rode it out of the ballpark. Second home run that Tomlin has given up. A forward home run replay. That's the 9th home run he's given up this year. All but one have been solo shots. That's 27, and that's 86. A forward home run replay. And this looked like a slider that didn't do very much, except rifle out of the ballpark. Rob Brantley catching it. So Mickey Callaway going out to talk with Tomlin, who's been shocked by back-to-back home runs. You don't do that very often.
I think that's the third time this year. Just, I should say. I think the better for you. Just the third time this year. And here's Melky. Don't stop now, boys. Melky 0 for 2, a pop up to second and a strikeout. Melky's been wearing it tonight.
The Tribe pen is going. Jeff Manship.
Into left field. Brantley makes the catch for out number 2. So here's Andy. That slow curveball's gotten Harvey twice. Harvey struck out leading off the second and ending the fourth. Base hit.
After giving up 2 hits through 5, Tomlin is being touched up here in the 6th. And that's going to be it for him. The 101 pitch mark is going to be his last. And so Terry Francona comes out. Jeff Manship will come in, and we'll step out and be back after these messages. Trains after attending a game. Interested in a seat upgrade? Download MLB.com Ballpark, the official U.S. cellular field ballpark app for iPhone and Android smartphones. Visit whitesox.com/ballpark app to learn more. And our Honda call to the pen is Jeff Manship. He comes on with Avi at first base. It's a 4-3 game. Manship on for the 24th time. He's 1-0. The ERA 1.27. There's some pretty good numbers with right-handers doing nothing with him. You might remember Jeff from his times with the Minnesota Twins. And he's going to face Trace Thompson, who had a solo home run in the second inning. That got the Sox on the board. Back-to-back solo shots here in the sixth have made it a 4-3 game. So the outfield, a step toward right center field. The infield pretty much straight away. And that breaking ball misses. Grayson, his second at bat, skied a high pop-up. Everybody converged on it in center field. Kipnis called everybody off and then dropped it. That was leading off last inning. And Manship falls behind 2-0. Short lead at first. And a little chopper to shortstop. Flip to second, and the inning is over, but not before the Sox score a pair. And we head to the top of the seventh inning. It's a 4-3 game. The Indians on top. Of the game. Keep your strongest fan photo to hashtag Chicago Data Strong Fan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. So it'll be Ramirez leading it off. He hit a solo home run in the fifth inning. He's 1 for 2 tonight. And that one misses away. So the outfield playing fairly shallow and straight away. And the count evens at 1. 11,667 here tonight. Turned out to be a beautiful night for baseball. Game time 73 degrees. And he floats that one over the outside corner. Ramirez can't believe the call, but if he's been paying attention to this point, it's been a fairly wide zone. Goes after that one, especially with the call before, and Ramirez will go down on strikes. Enter the White Sox Fan Appreciation Sweepstakes now for a chance to win a variety of unique prizes, including a jersey autographed by the 2005 White Sox, tickets to Fan Appreciation Day on October 4th, and more. Visit whitesox.com/summersweeps. Roberto Perez steps in, and he's 2 for 2. Both hits going to right field, slashed to double in the 3rd inning, and hit a fairly solid single in the 5th. So they've had a lot of production out of 8 and 9 in the batting order. A fastball over the inside corner, evens the count at 1. 4-7-1 for the Indians tonight. 3-5-0 for our Sox. As Jeff about to deliver his 94th pitch of the night.
That pitch upstairs, so 2 balls and a strike. Gap out there in right center. Stacks it up. I want to give a big shout out to the most loved guys around here at the ballpark. Tony and Jerome take care of us. Big Sox fans. They live and die with it like we do. Here's the 2-2. Okay. There's the walk.
That's the second walk of the night. Also like to tell Roger Bossert it's nice to see him back. He was a little under the weather yesterday. They checked him out. Everything turned out to be fine, and Roger was back for tonight's game. One of the best that ever was. Tending to fields, building them, designing them, and taking care of this one here at U.S. Cellular Field.
And one of the best that there will ever be.
From a family of sod fathers, Roger Bossert.
I've known them for a long, long time.
Yeah, down from your Cleveland days.
Oh, sure.
That was Emil Bossert, I believe.
Known them a long time. Great family. Kipnis. That's it on the fist. That walk to Perez, just a second issued by Jeff. Off day tomorrow. And Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Minnesota. That's just flipped out there in the left field. So 2 out. Here's their shortstop, 21-year-old Francisco Lindor, who tripled and scored in the first, flied to Melky in the 3rd, and then homered in the 5th.
Not a whole lot of difference as a hitter from both sides of the plate. Came in at .314 right-handed, .298 left-handed, but most of his power coming from the left side, which is usual for switch hitters who get many more at-bats as left-hand hitters, so they usually are more powerful from that side.
8 homers for this young man already. Smokes that one into left field.
He's a double short of the cycle. So for Lindor, it's 8 home runs in 300 at-bats.
And here comes Robin. Yeah, once he finds out what's going on up here, he's already figured it out pretty good for the youngster.
Yes, he has.
Hitting at 307 coming in, but once he figures out, he's gonna put some numbers up. So Jeff will depart. Dan comes on, and we'll be back.
Jennings. And he's on for the 41st time. He's 1-3. His ERA 4.5. 38 strikeouts, 19 walks, and 46 innings. And he inherits a couple of Indians on base. And he's got to face as good a hitter as they have in Michael Brantley.
Brantley has faced Dan 4 times and has 2 hits. He is 1 for 3 with a double. He also had an RBI that coming in the first inning on a ground ball. 4-8-1 for them. 3-5-0 for us.
Good speed at first, not much speed out at second.
He got a cookie right there and didn't do anything with it.
Brantley very much of an old school hitter in that he certainly has a different approach with 2 strikes. You have to have fanned just 45 times and 482 at bats.
Carlos has got him. And that'll retire the side. 7th inning stretch. 3. We have 3 solo home runs. They have 2 solo home runs.
This is where Terry Francona loves to mix and match late in the game.
Well, he's got enough guys down in that bullpen to do it.
He does now.
Alexei is grounded to second and called out.
That Indian bullpen up and going. And he's got a right and a left-hander.
Very seldom you will ever see Terry Francona in a close ball game when you get to the 7th inning without a right and a left-hander up in that pen. Alvin Dark, who was a terrific manager for several teams, went to the World Series a couple times. That was one of his keys. He said, when you get there in the 7th inning, you better have a right-hander and a left-hander up there.
Giovanni Soto, the left-hander, and Jeff Shaw, the right-hander. Manship close to a walk.
That's terrible. I mean, that really is. That's so bad. How you gonna call that pitch a strike?
That one was well out of the zone.
Well, I'll tell you, Eric. That just takes the whole dynamic of the at bat and turns it around.
Second baseman, number 5, Carlos Sanchez.
Here's Carlos. He's going out to right, and he is struck out. One and one. Two down.
Most popular way to follow the action of White Sox is with MLB.com at Bat. It's the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat brings you baseball wherever you are with live look-ins, highlights, replay previews, scores, StatCast, live radio broadcast, and the MLB.TV Game of the Day and more. Download the MLB.com at Bat app on your smartphone and tablet now.
Here's Tyler. Tyler's grounded to short, and he has popped up the center. Out and around that one, yanks it.
Trace Thompson makes the catch and then makes some friends by throwing it into the seats.
Trace Thompson's going to have a lot of friends before he leaves this town.
Yes, he is.
Two and two. Yes, he did. And that'll do it. We're into the 8th, still trailing by 1. best prep football recap show in Chicagoland on High School Lights, hosted by Kelly Crow. It's an exciting and informative half hour of scores, highlights, and much, much more. Watch High School Lights Friday at 11 p.m. on Comcast Sports Net. Got a hold of him right here, Daniel. Santana, Chisenhall, Almonte. Santana is going out to left. He has walked and he has grounded to second. Could not check it up. I guess he did. Heck of a lot better pitching than one he called on Alexei. The 1-1 pitch. Nice approach to that base hit.
This ball is off the plate outside, and Santana, who is a pull hitter, and the Sox have shifted, takes it to right field. He doesn't do that too often.
No.
Very effective there, however.
Here's Chisenhall. He's going out to center, popped to second, and called out on a fastball. Best hitters in Cooperstown. Had a philosophy and an approach about beating pitchers to their arm sides. Hitting left-handers to right and right-handers to left. There's a bunt. That's going foul.
We stabbed at both of them. And although he does have a couple of sacrifices this year, those first two, not particularly good execution.
This game has come to a screeching halt.
Dan is deliberate.
Hangs at 0-2. They shooting their left side. Gentleman got the ball and walked up a couple of rows and gave it to a youngster.
And got some high fives for it.
And deservedly so. Carlos, can they turn it? No. What an effort, though. by Carlos and Alexei.
Well, that was about as quick as you could get 4-6, and Chisenhall got down the line in a hurry. He slides, plants, gets it across, and Alexei guns it, but I think he beat it by an eyelash.
It appeared in real time that he did. So here's Abraham Almonte.
Yeah, foot on the bag just before it nestled in the glove.
Almonte, twice he has gone out to second, and also a strikeout on a changeup swinging. Two and 0. You got the catbird seat. And there's the base hit. Another nice approach.
Almonte's strong side has been the left side, and yet he was 0 for 3 left-handed. Gets a chance from the right side and punches it into right field. So that is going to be it as Matt Albers comes into the game. Jennings will depart, and we'll step out and be back after these messages. .150. He's on for the 22nd time, 30 innings. He's fan 23, walked 9. He inherits Indian base runners at first and second. Still a one-run game, and he would like to keep it right there. Facing Chris Johnson.
Johnson has struck out twice, grounded to third. Takes ball one. There's one. 2 on, 1 out, 3-1 to count. And it's full. Slicing, and that's going to go foul. If you're just tuning in, they have 2 solo homers, one by Ramirez and the other by Lindor. We have 3. One by Trace Thompson, back-to-backs by Saladino and Abreu.
It's a huge pitch in the grand scheme of things in this game. Get a ground ball, turn a pair. Johnson's grounded into a combined 5 of them this year.
Ball gets by Trace all the way. It's going to score a pair. Wow.
He was getting set to throw, and I don't think he had to play at the plate because I don't think that they were going to send Chisenhall. He was shallow, and he looked up and ball went under the glove, and it's single E9. He was not going to run. There's no run batted in. Very shallow. He's thinking about throwing, and the ball just flattens out under the glove. A very costly misplay. Like Sarbaugh holding up Chisenhall, then says, come on.
Now the infield in. So we gave him a gift run in the first inning. It's Jerry Sands now at third. And so far I've given him 2 gift runs here, so that's 3. That had the zone as well. It's amazing.
Just like we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite, and here's our Miller moments, and it's a couple of solo home runs. Ramirez takes one out of the yard, his 4th of the year, and Lindor Skies one out of the yard. His 8th of the year, both coming in the 5th inning.
Right to Carlos. Sands holds. 2 down. So here's Perez, the catcher. Roberto, a double, a run scored, that coming in the 3rd. He singled in the 5th, and he walked in the 7th.
There's Frankie Montas loosening in the pen. Hard throwing right-hander.
Yeah, real nice major league debut in Minnesota. Helped him out right there. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out here in the top of the 8th. 6-11-1 for them. 3-5 and a huge one for us. Two and 2. He got him. So in the scheme of things, that ground ball to second would have been a double play with no runs. Meanwhile, they score 2 and they lead it by 3.
It is now a 3-run game as we head into the bottom of the 8th inning, and it's Brian Shaw on for the 62nd time. He threw in this series. He had electric stuff in the opening game. 3-3 ERA, 2.56. His fastball is a natural cutter, and he's got to face the top of the order.
Top of the order. Eaton, Saladino, and Abreu as Sands remains in the ball game at first base.
He came on a pinch run. He takes over at first base. That fastball just missed him.
To the count.
That's what I mean about an exploding fastball that looks like a cutter. That ball started out over the plate and just bit down and in.
Micah Johnson has come out on deck. Well, we've gotten to Shaw a couple times, but overall he's gotten to us more than we've gotten to him.
He's been very good the last couple of years out of the pen, very durable.
Watch out, Micah.
Micah was almost put on the disabled list without getting in a bet.
That would have been apropos.
Yeah. Boy, that just missed him.
With the injuries that Micah's had, that would have been something. He called up, went on deck to pinch hit. Bingo. DL.
That's it.
Full count.
Shaw last year, 2.59 ERA, 80 appearances for the Tribe.
And that's a good way to start. Here comes Micah. Hitting for Saladino, who was 1 for 3, a homer. For Tyler, that was his 4th homer, his 20th RBI. So Mike Mazza and his crew, and Tommy Sheridan and his crew, picks to click. Saladino, 1 for 3. That's what he did in Charlotte. If he can stay healthy, this guy can be a game changer. But one thing about it, if he's going to play every day, he's got his work cut out for him.
Well, he can swing the bat. There's never any doubt about that. He went down there, worked very hard on his defense. By all accounts, the defense came along. You know he's going to be able to steal a whole lot of bases.
That's off the plate. And there's the strike. Micah is 24 years old. Stole 84 bases in 2013. That'll get your attention. One out.
This ball, well too high for Micah to go after.
Well, the strike zone the way it's been, he's been sitting over there watching it. You got to be swinging the bat if you're going to go, because you don't know what Eric is going to call. You have no clue what his strike zone is. Abreu is 2 for 3. Single. And then this one in the 6th inning.
He continues his abuse of Cleveland Indian pitchers. Bradley with a nice catch in the bullpen.
Jose has faced Shaw 6 times, and he has drawn the collar. He had a good rip at that one, but underneath it.
Drawn relief of Trevor Bauer in the opener of the series. Pitched an inning. Fan 2. It was a perfect inning. One of the strikeouts was Jose looking.
Ball and 2 strikes. Now hitters hate to face a guy. Bauer, first of all, he's got good stuff. That's number 1. He walked 1 in the first. He walked 4 in the second. He's all over the place. So you cannot have any kind of approach or plan to him. And now they call the ball.
And I think Terry
going to say maybe time was out,
I think
boys.
Terry is going to say that time was out. Well, that's Barksdale. Maybe with a different opinion. Now they're putting him back to first base. Well, he stepped back off the mound, and
if you step
back off the mound,
you're okay.
Then that's it. You're not. It's not a buck.
Outfield around to the right. Huge gap out there in left center. There he goes. And there's a bat throw.
What a good pickup by Kipnis. I'm not sure how he made that catch, but make it he did.
14 stolen bases now for Adam. 2 down.
Gets a good jump, a very bad throw, and Kipnis was able somehow to corral it.
Pick him up, Melky. Melky's due. He's 0 for 3. And 0 for 4. We're into the 9th. We trail it 6-3.
At Birmingham in Double-A, 5-5, but an ERA under 3 with 108 strikeouts in 112 2/3 innings. He only gave up 3 home runs. That's pretty impressive in 23 starts. And in his only appearance in a White Sox uniform, 1 game, 1 scoreless inning with a strikeout. So he comes on for his second appearance. And Gordon Beckham checks in the game at third base.
That 1 strikeout was against Miguel Sano.
That was pretty impressive. His stuff was very impressive in that outing.
Stuff was impressive. Spring training.
Yeah. Got a good arm. Very good arm.
Yeah, he does. He's a big arm. Big man. He should have a big arm. So here we go. First pitch strike. Giving 1 for 4, an RBI double back in the 3rd inning. 1-1 to count. That one at 98.
Cody Allen loosening up in the pen. And he is a very talented closer for the Indians.
Pokes that one into the hole. That fastball at 99. So here is Francisco Lindor. Lindor is a double shy of the cycle. He tripled and scored in the 1st, homered in the 5th, and singled in the 7th.
Gipton's not having a good year running the bases. 11 stolen bases, but he's been caught 8 times.
Ouch.
That might hurt his chances for a double. Fortunately, he had the shin guard on. That still hurts, but
I hit right above it, didn't he? No, hit right on it.
Right on it.
Yeah, it still hurts.
It still hurts. There's no doubt. He went down in a hurry. But without that shin guard, he'd probably be out for the rest of the year.
Broke a bone with the foul ball when he was with Oakland.
That was kind of in the middle of the shin, wasn't it? And that stayed around for a while for him. Last cycle, Travis Hafner back in 2003.
He just missed that. He absolutely just missed hitting that one a very, very long way. He got a chin. Look at him smile. He and Montas must have a little bit of a history.
There's a very good chance they ran into one another somewhere in the minor leagues.
Or somewhere in some all-star games someplace, because they're both good. Here's Brantley. And he's bringing some fire over to Braves.
I was going to say, Jose probably can ask for a sponge if he keeps throwing over there like that.
That's softly hit into the left. Sounded like a bit of a cracked bat. Meanwhile, 2 down, and that'll bring up Santana. For our guys in the bottom of the 9th, Garcia, Thompson, Ramirez, and hopefully 3 or 4 more. Santana 1 for 3 with a walk and a single. They got a shift on for him. Sanchez back. Well, back on the outfield grass. Off day tomorrow. Got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The Minnesota Twins come to town. So make your plans to be with us. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the Oakland Athletics. That one at 96, got it right by him.
In a 4-game series, we're likely to see Sonny Gray. Maybe he'll pitch the day before he gets here. He's really good.
Softly hit. So a good inning. Another good inning for Frankie Montas. We go to the bottom of the 9th. We got some problems.
Irvin Santana against Eric Johnson on Friday. Then Tommy Malone, the very tough Tommy Malone, against Jose Quintana on Saturday. And Kyle Gibson against Chris Sale on Sunday. As Chris will be looking for win number 13. Cody Allen comes into the game with a 1-4 record. What's important, however, is 29 saves and 32 opportunities, 85 strikeouts in 58 innings. He not only throws 97, 98, but he's got a terrific curveball to go with it.
Now to Boone High School in Orlando, Florida. Juan Carcafaz, Joe Oliver. John Hart was the baseball coach there at Boone High.
Had some pretty good talent to work with.
Orlando is loaded.
Must be.
Absolutely loaded. He's called out on our hitters all night long. He would have not called it on their hitters. Now, something's wrong with that picture.
Well, Avi's letting him know about his displeasure.
Oh, he's been all over the place tonight. again. The ball hit hard. Get over his head, it will. That's a good Wade. Started right here, Avi. Picks up his 17th. Two back.
A low fastball, and he drills it. Chisenhall cut across, but really has no chance as this ball is crushed.
That's the closest route he could have taken just to get close to it.
Yeah, that ball just kept accelerating over his head.
If he tries to go straight back, which you would think would be the correct route,
no, he's not going to have
no chance.
Not going to have a chance anyway.
So here's Trace. And there's a shot base hit. That boy Trace. So here comes Avi. He's going to score. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate. It's a 6-4 ball game.
Second run batted in on his second hit of the night, giving him 10. He picks on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, low and away, head down. Good at bat.
Good approach.
And Cody Allen has got some problems here with 2 rockets and 2 hitters.
And here is Alexei. He's 0 for 3. He's due. Alexei has faced Cody 10 times, has 3 hits. That breaking ball, no. Fastball at 96. For me, just from my perspective, as long as I've been in this game, I love to watch talented young players play in the major leagues.
It's great, and this year we're seeing maybe as many as ever came up at one time.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really exciting this year.
Unbelievable how great the talent is coming into Major League Baseball. Stay with him, Alexei. 1-2. Trace decently. One out.
There's that really good wipeout curveball from Allen. That's the reason he has so many strikeouts, and a nice block by Perez. Now Mike Holt comes on to pinch hit.
That's the 10th strikeout for Cleveland pitching tonight. Takes it at 94, top of the zone. on, Mike. Give him a thrill. Time this game. Dragging ball.
Tyler Flowers in the on-deck circle.
Good checkup, Mike. 2-2.
That one away, and that's what Perez is coming out to tell him. He threw that fastball right down the middle, and Mike Old fouled it straight back. He was right on it, just a little under it. You see where it drifts? Right over the middle of the plate as Perez set up away.
Old has some big pop, some big power. Just got to find a way to square it up. 2 down.
That curveball well out of the zone, but once again blocked nicely by Perez. Tyler trying to keep it alive for Adam Eaton.
Tyler's grounded to short, popped up to center, and then struck out. Blueprints. And the count 0-2. Plays off that one. Take the rubber match of this 3-game set. They win the opener 3-2. We won yesterday by a score of 7-4. And even though we had 3 solo home runs tonight, couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, a little too generous tonight. This was a game that should have been won, but unfortunately, a few runs should not have scored that did. And at the end, the Indians take it.
All right, so far, Steve Stone for our Hall of Fame director, Jim Andrew, our future Hall of Fame producer, Mike Murray, also our associate producer, Dave Ross, our technical manager, our fine technical manager, Mark Harper, also for the mayor, Mean Joe Group, for John Dickinson, Frank D'Amato, Frank Leone, Doug Bullard, Also, the executive producer, Jim Cornell Jr. This is a Hawk. So long, everybody. You've been watching White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet.